It's a new year. It's a new beginning.
Oh, I feel like a new beginning.
I've got an investment idea. Actually, it's Ethan and I's business idea. We want to present it to you and our listeners.
Okay, shoot.
The Bandwagon Bar.
Okay.
We are no longer a Ducks bar. We are an Ohio State bar, so jump in. You switch to the allegiance of the bandwagon and the revenue opportunity that you're chasing. NFL. Are you a Broncos bar? Let's see if they get the 7th seed first. Who Dat Nation? Only if the Dolphins and the Bengals lose. We've all seen those bars. At least I have. It was a Michigan bar one year. It was an Ohio State bar next year. And they really hide behind that. I'm saying embrace it. Be a bandwagon in a major city. Switch to the Big Ten front winner. Go to the SEC. Niners are out. Sorry. We're Chargers bar now. Bolt up.
Food and drink doesn't change. It's not like if you change alliances or allegiances or teams you want to draw people from, yeah, the food and drink doesn't change. Why not? Digital signage. Don't boo 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 boo. You know, everyone likes something new. Oh, you been to the new Buckeyes bar? No. Wait, hold on. That was a Steelers bar last weekend. I like it. Why not? Roll it out.
The only thing that's changing are the flags outside, right? You can swap out those flags.
Swap out the flags, and if you got TVs all around, just digital signage, you're good to go. Maybe make up a Steeler teeny or a Buckeye red eye. I don't know. Yeah, you don't have to change much.
And you can switch mid games too, right? Like I thought you were Sundance bar. No, we're UT bar. Hook up, Quinn Ewers. The wait staff, they take off the Scatterboo jerseys and they put on Quinn Ewers jerseys, and then there's bottle service.
Okay, that's a little too far. I do like it.
Yeah.
Has it been done?
I don't know.
I'm sure this hasn't been done because it's a great idea.
All we need is $10 million in seed money. Please add us if you want to get in for this playoff run, because we could be a Vikings bar or a Lions bar.
Or a Packers bar.
Jeez,
yeah, you could have a draw depending on when games are throughout the day. Okay, we're going to do a line shift here. Tommy, we really need you to switch out of the whatever into whatever jersey. Yeah, it should be easy enough.
It would definitely work in a large city like San Francisco, New York, LA, Chicago.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many people there. There's so many teams, so many opportunities. Bandwagon bar.
Man, that would have been a quick switch from ASU to UT after what happened.
Would have been back and forth.
Would have been back and
forth. By the way, that was a targeting call. I don't know if you saw it live or the highlights.
I did not. Take me through it.
ASU's driving. There's about roughly like a minute and a half left. They're just over the 50-yard line. They throw it. The Arizona receivers getting ready to catch it, helmet to helmet, targeting, stop it, review it. They don't call it. Now it's 4th down, and ASU punts. So Texas drives down the field, and you think the committee wants the Longhorns. They want Sark. They missed the field goal. It goes to overtime, and then it goes back and forth, and ASU unfortunately loses. But I think it was a targeting call.
So it all started with the missed targeting call.
Yeah.
You understand? I do. Just on that note, you brought up like, who do we want to see in the next round? Lower seeds. Bye doesn't matter apparently.
No, doesn't.
So
what does matter is that all of you listen, follow us, and watch us. Hello and welcome to Big Ben and K Winn. Each week we broadcast live on YouTube. More of an audio podcast? Don't worry, we got you covered. Download, listen, subscribe. 5 stars anywhere you get your audio podcast. We also have video now on Spotify. Follow us online at Big Ben K Winn _. We got some great social media mentions this week. We got some great things we want to talk about this week. We're going to talk about college football playoff reaction, who's going to win the Natty now, and NFL Week 18. I'm K Winn. He's Big Ben. Where do you want to start?
I want to build your mental wealth.
Ooh.
Stop on with a little Magic Mind plug, the mental performance shot and sleep elixir. I'm going to tell a quick story about Magic Mind. I used to take something called AG1. It's a big drink. It's you can't really do it on the go. You can shake it. Sure you can. Magic Mind, little elixir, little shot, boom, knock it back and you're on your way. If you want to be efficient, if you want to feel better, if you want to sleep better, You want to have a better digestive system. Magic Mind's where it's at. You can get it at any Sprouts, or if you want to save some cash, some money on your first initial investment, you can get 45% off of the Magic Mind bundle. If you follow our link, that's magicmind.com//Big Ben K Winn Jan.
Now, we all can't build generational wealth. However, we can build individual mental wealth. And that's with Magic Mind. It's a piece of the puzzle. There's 5 important pillars. It's sleep, diet, exercise, stress management, and its genius compounds. In Magic Mind, the shot, performance shot, and the sleep elixir, get that a part of your routine and a part of your day. I take it. I love it. I enjoy it. It helps me give a boost of energy in those days where I haven't really slept well and I need that mental clarity and that clean energy just to get through the day. So act now. Build your mental wealth and your mental health for 2025. With Big Ben and K Winn, we've got a special offer, a bundle, 45% off, like Ben mentioned. That is www.magicmind.com/Big Ben K Winn. January Mental Health Challenge. Get started today.
Boom. Just Jan. Let's go.
Okay.
What do we got?
I mean, we got to react to yesterday's football games. We talked a little bit about ASU. Want to talk Ducks?
Oof. Just a no-show, huh?
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, I want to talk about Ohio State. Let's get Ohio State credit before we just say the Ducks were lost.
I think that's all we have to say about the Ducks. They lost.
They lost. Couldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
It seems like they didn't show up. It was Pacific Standard. How do you come that ill prepared for that game?
I think it was more what Ohio State did and can do than what the Ducks didn't do.
Go on.
If you see the Ducks when they played Boise State put up points. They played Penn State, they put up points. The first time they played Ohio State, they put up points. The real difference is Ohio State's defense. I mean, Caleb Downs, they got to the quarterback. In the first game, they didn't get to Gabriel at all. This game, he was running around. He didn't have a lot of clean pockets. I think it was just Ohio State did more on the defensive end.
Gabriel looked a little out of sorts, eh? He just didn't see. It looked like he was in that. Here's the difference. Let me tell you. In that type of game, and you got to come up, you got to make up the difference. Yeah. Ohio State's offense came out and played really well. Will Howard had the best game of the season. Yeah. But when Gabriel's good at playing with the lead. You know, he can think and dunk, and he doesn't have to do much outside of what he can do. When you're playing from behind, like you gotta take shots. And Gabriel, I don't think he looked comfortable when to take shots on the field. And in order to take shots, you need time, and he didn't have much time.
Yeah. Like Oregon's offense, it's built on speed and explosive plays, like underneath, across the middle, bubble screens. You're right. They don't just throw it 30, 40 yards down the field. And with Ohio State's athletes and the pressure, he didn't really have time to do what he likes to do. Ohio State took it all away from Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and who's the wideout, Mr. Smith?
Jeremiah Smith, Gino's cousin.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Extend Gino. You get the best wide receiver, the next man up.
He's only a freshman. And they asked him, when are you open? He says, I'm always open. When are you? No, excuse me. The question was, when are you not open? He says, I'm always open. Bold comment. And then he comes out and backs it up.
Yeah.
Freshman.
I know.
Freshman out of Coral Gables, Florida. I mean, Will Howard, thankful for that, Mr. Smith, to be on. And Gino, do you think Gino was watching, applauding? Is he there?
Watching.
Kid's got cojones, I'll say that.
And now we've got Ohio State versus Texas to see who goes to the national championship game. I think Ohio State is unbeatable. Jeremiah Smith, he's unguardable. And this freight train that's left the station and it's heading to the Natty. I think we're all to blame. They lost to Michigan. It woke up a sleeping giant. All the Ryan Day slander, all the Buckeyes are overrated. Like they took it to heart, they took it personal, and now we're seeing the best version of the Buckeyes. They put up 40 on the Ducks. They put up 40 on Tennessee. They blew out two top 10 teams, the best team in the country. I think even their okay version of Buckeyes can win the Natty. But right now we're seeing nothing but the best.
Uh, Riddle me this. You take away Jeremiah Smith from that offense. You got G. Scott Jr. had one catch. You make a good Buka. He's actually for a Washington kid. He had 5 catches for 72 yards and a tutty. Decent running game. But if you take him away, are you that dangerous still?
I think the big question is if, right? Like, look at some of the greatest wide receivers in the NFL. And yeah, that's right. I'm saying it now. Like, can you stop Justin Jefferson? Can you
Well,
stop Jamar Chase?
yeah, I hear you. Where I should have said, if okay, say you're going into it, Texas, what are you going to do? You're going to stop him, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna.
But didn't the Ducks try to stop him?
You're going to bracket him. I don't know. Did they?
What I saw, Chip Kelly moved him around. Like that's what you do, right? You don't put him in one spot, pre-snap motions. All of a sudden he's in space. There's misdirection. There's receivers going this way. He's going this way. I think it comes down to play calling. And if you can move him around, it's hard to stop him. Or you use him as a decoy. Ibaka's good.
Go.
They've got a great running game.
I got to see that being trouble. Texas probably has better athletes. No, not better athletes in Oregon. Maybe on the defensive end. I got to see them game plan, and all of a sudden he's locked up. Then where do you go?
You got to run the ball, right? You got to throw to the tight end, or you got to give him a jump ball in double coverage.
Oh, do you want to talk about tonight's game, or where do you want to go?
I want you to pick a winner, Texas, Ohio State.
Oh, Ohio State. Like Texas is house. Well, they should have lost that game, right? Going back to the target. Like they had a 9 ASU at one point was 91% chance lock winner until that happened. In Ohio State, there's a reason the betting lines for the Natty National Championship haven't wavered from Ohio State winning it. Like someone knows what we don't know. Like some sort of talent evaluator or whatever it may be knows something we don't know. Ohio State, yeah, they're going to cruise in the national title game against Georgia.
The best part about the Texas Ohio State game is there's already a rematch scheduled. It's next year, opening up college football. I think it's August 30th in Columbus. So the loser of that game has what, 8 months to think about it to kick off the season. It's going to be a budding rivalry because then they've got the home and the away series for the next couple of years.
That will be nice. That's a lot of recruiting ground too, up in between those states. Who do you got? Who's going to win?
I got Buckeyes. Buckeyes all the way to the end.
All the way to the national title.
Yeah, Buckeyes will win the Natty.
What if Georgia?
We got to see Gunnar Stockton. Great segue into this afternoon, 1:00 game. Georgia versus Notre Dame. Who do you got? Very pensive.
What's that?
Very pensive.
Yeah. I just need to what's games in New Orleans.
Kirby Smart's going to scheme up some things, right? I don't think he's going to let Gunnar Stockton just sit in the pocket.
Yeah. There's going to be something. He's going to get the ball in his athlete's hand. It's 1-2 throw. You know, it's not going to be 1-2-3 survey. Lose the game for us.
A lot like Sam Levitt, like design running plays. There'll be design running plays for Gunnar Stockton. He's more.
I think it'll be really close. I think we're going to see some mistakes from Gunnar. You know, even though he's you don't get to Georgia without being a really highly touted recruit.
Yeah.
But I think Notre Dame's disciplined enough to where you're going to put together a game plan where you don't get routed. So
Notre Dame's got a good defense too.
They do. They do. Um,
Wow, you're.
Notre Dame or Georgia to win.
I didn't hear you.
Notre Dame to cover, Georgia to win.
Okay, we'll see.
Who you got?
I'm going Georgia Bulldogs. I've been on Bulldogs since the opening game versus Clemson. Even though Gunner's out, you still got Kirby Smart. You still got a great defense. Notre Dame doesn't like to throw the ball. Georgia's got the athletes. They've got like 2 or 3 first-round draft picks on their defense. I think it's going to be an ugly game. Georgia can't score 30 points. I don't even know if Georgia can score 17. So I'll go 17-14. Ugly game.
Georgia wins. Last minute field goal.
Last minute field goal.
There will be some somberness in that stadium. I gotta say.
I know. It's a sad day.
It
Sad
is. It is.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. And I hate to say the game. Does the game need to go on?
I think it has to go on, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's tough to play in this circumstance, and it's tough to figure out how long to play. Like, is it within 24 hours? Is it within 48 hours? But I think they have to play it.
Yeah. All right.
Winner of that gets Penn State.
Penn State. Who's the tight end for Penn State? O'Malley?
Tyler Warren.
My buddy called him O'Malley all night. O'Malley keeps catching the ball. He's good. I'm like, it's not O'Malley. It's Warren. He's like, oh, Warren's good. I'm going to draft him in fantasy next year, he says. All right. He's a stud.
Yeah.
Penn State's good. Franklin's got him rolling.
This might be the year for Penn State. They signed Andy Kotelnicki from Kansas, offensive coordinator. He's creative. He's aggressive. Like, if you think about Penn State, they've always had skilled players, but they didn't have the scheme to put up 30, 40, 50 points even. And now they have the scheme. They have the creativity. They've got the assets. They've got Warren. They've got Wallace. They've got 2 backs that are over 1,000 yards. I think this is the year of Penn State. What we saw in the Big Ten Conference Championship game against Oregon, they've been on a roll ever since. Yeah, I know they played Boise and they played SMU, but I think they can beat the winner and get on to the Natty. Can they beat Ohio State? We'll see. But that's 40 minutes. Penn State, James Franklin can wipe away everything they said about him in big games with the Natty.
I felt like I was watching 2 teams similar, like between Penn State and Boise State, similar, just better athletes on the Penn State team. Like they're which was the difference, obviously. But you just said Ohio State's going to win national title, and then you said Penn State. It's Penn State's year.
It's Penn State's year to get to the Natty.
I think Penn State is happy with getting to where they've got right now. Don't you believe that?
No.
They won it all.
Yeah. Unfinished business.
Can they do it?
Listen, they were beating Ohio State. They had an opportunity to win that game. They did not win that game. All the pundits came in. They want a rematch.
I mean, Penn State, Ohio State.
Here's the more important question. Is it going to be exactly how the committee set this up? Now, follow my logic here.
Okay, all right.
Everyone was talking about SEC versus Big Ten. Who's the better conference? Who has the better teams? Who has the better seats? We've got Texas, first year in the SEC, versus Ohio State in one bracket. The bottom bracket, is it going to be Georgia versus Penn State? SEC versus Big Ten? And then what are we going to do? Are we going to have 2 SEC teams? We're going to have one of each? We have 2 Big Ten teams? This is what the committee wanted.
It is. When everyone said you got it wrong, all of a sudden they get it right? Just by happenstance. I mean, it is what they wanted. They got what they wanted. At this point, yeah, you're right. If Georgia makes it through, they got exactly what not only they wanted, what probably they needed.
Yeah. They extended the playoff.
Yeah.
They invited more teams in. Welcome to the party. But the end game's
Come
still
on,
the
Boise
same.
State. Come on,
Can it
Arizona
be
State.
a
We,
Big
yeah,
Ten or an SEC winner?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And for the SEC and Big Ten, I mean, the idea of a two league super league is sounding a little more intriguing, right? Depending on what they want to do in the future. Um, it's a lot of football, though. K Winn, are you footballed out yet?
No.
There,
Enough of it.
can we get a little like couple baseball games in there? Just seed them in, so I appreciate it more. That I feel like the season's longer than normal because it is longer than normal. NFL season's a little longer than
You
normal.
want to talk a little NFL?
Let's do it. Your
All
Chargers are
right.
in. Your Chargers. By the way, I sent you that hat.
Chargers are in.
Hey,
Coasting into week 18.
you
Love
can't go.
that.
Hold on, your hats. You can't go full scale rope hats. You can't do it.
I only have 2.
No, do you?
Yeah.
The Georgia and the
Yeah.
Chargers. Okay. One can't have too many rope hats.
No.
No.
I need it for the bandwagon bar.
All right, let's talk NFL.
All right.
Chargers
I
are in.
want to talk
Broncos are
about
in.
what?
Go ahead.
I want to talk about Sunday's biggest game. We've got the Vikings versus the Lions. Winner take all. Winner wins the conference, number 1 seed, and gets a bye. Loser drops to the 5th seed. And get this, the loser will be the highest ranked loser to become a wild card team with 14 wins. Imagine that. You're 14-3. Congratulations, you're a 5 seed.
That's a. I mean, I think the Bears are better than their record. To be honest, that's a really, really good division.
Packers, yeah.
Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions. Who
Who's going to
wins?
win this game?
Who's? I already asked you. Ask you first. Who wins?
I'm going Vikings.
Are you? The Lions seem a little. Yeah. Seem a little
Lions
out of
D is
sorts.
struggling. I know there's injuries, but my feeble Niners put up
Torn
points
apart.
nonstop. And the Vikings offense is better than the Niners this year.
And
There's
Sam
more
Darnold's.
firepower.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's twice as good as Brock Purdy. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
You heard me? Yes,
Really?
I agreed with you.
Sam Darnold twice
Pay
as
Sam
good.
Darnold. Pay him
So you're
big
just
boy
setting
money.
this up for when you guys let Brock Purdy walk and then boom, Sam Darnold's back. See, better than ever.
Sam's not back. He's going to get signed, or he's going to get franchised.
He's like
back.
a soccer player. He was on loan to the Vikings until we needed him back, and then he comes back.
He should have done.
Aaron Jones wants to stay in Minnesota. And I say that because I feel like Minnesota's becoming, the kind of it team, maybe. Like how the Chiefs have become the it team a little bit. I think the wave could ride to the Vikings. Candidly,
Who's winning?
answer the question. Dan Campbell goes for it on 5th down and gets it off. I'll take the Lions. I'll take the Lions. I think Jamison Williams, they're scheming for more of him in the offense now that he's, hasn't been on a gambling charge and isn't fined for some whatever reason. I think they'll iron that out this week and you see a big game from him. Him and Gibbs, a lot of misdirection. Montgomery gets back, I think, by the playoffs. So
Montgomery should be back. Jamison Williams, he used to be like go route. That's all Jamison Williams used to do. Now he's running routes. They're finding creative
getting in space.
The ball. And there is kind of a 1A, 1B. I was looking at stats. Like they both have 1,000 yards. Amon St. Brown and Jamison Williams.
Yeah.
Jamison Williams has half the catches that Amon does because he's all about explosive plays down the field and getting him the ball. And plus, we haven't even mentioned Laporta too. The Lions look good. They look great.
They have a lot of. They just haven't had everyone healthy at the same time where they've been able to effectively deploy everything. Now the advantage there is you're running stuff for certain players that you do have available. So when everyone comes back, everyone knows the entirety of the package. I guess would be the one thing. Ben Johnson's not going to be there next year. Someone's going to back up the Brinks truck at his house and say, "Get in, let's go." That's a big game. What team on the outside? I feel like this year
Vikings
the
are going to
Rams.
win that game. Even though I built the Lions up, the Vikings are going to win the game. This is Sam Darnold's year. He's done everything.
It's Sammy D.
Last year, last week, he looked like Superman. Like those throws into tight windows. He willed the Vikings back. And I think Brian Flores, he'll cook something up. So I'm going Vikings 1 seed. Vikings year. You know what? Neither one of the teams, the Vikings or the Lions, have won a Super Bowl. Lions have never been to a Super Bowl.
Gosh, Odin. Whatever they do. Let's go Vikings. They're gonna lose though. I do like to drink Sammy D. So
So what other teams?
no, what? Hear me out on this. So we're talking NFL. I look through the teams that are already in the playoffs. The Rams seem like an imposter. Is it just me, or is like they're like a car with 4 cylinders trying to run in like a drag race? Like it just doesn't make sense. Um, I don't know what to think. They're going to rest Stafford this week. Who is he? Kawhi Leonard now? Like, come on, just stay out there and continue. I don't know.
They've already clinched.
I know, but I get. Yeah, you don't want to get them hurt. I get it.
I think the Rams are sneaky good. But they have the 3 seed, right? So
Yeah.
they could play the Packers or maybe the Commanders, depending on what happens. They could sneak into the conference finals. Can they beat the Vikings? I don't know. We'll see. But they've got McVay. They've got a young defense. They've got Nakua and Cup and Kyron Williams. Rams make it to the Super Bowl.
No.
This is McVay's best coaching job. You've heard it. January 2nd, I'm calling my shot. Rams make it to the Super Bowl.
No, you're going to have to edit that last comment out because that is not feasible. They're so thin. If Pika Nakua goes out, game over. Like, it's not like they have depth anywhere. They're so fragile. So fragile. They're just better than the AFC West was not very good this year. The Cardinals were like had a playoff a playoff spot locked, and they lost, I think, 4 straight.
They lost to the Rams.
Well, the Rams are just marginally better than the Cardinals. That gives them a playoff spot. They're not good. The Rams
We'll
aren't
see the
better. The
playoff.
Rams aren't better than the Packers. They aren't better than Commanders. They aren't better than any of those teams.
I'm not saying they're better than any of these teams. I'm saying they can beat them head to head in a game plan cooked up by Sean McVay.
Sean McVay is a good coach. Okay, I'll give you that. The mad scientist. I forgot about him. I forgot about him. Aaron Rodgers, last game. Do we care?
Yeah.
Why?
Last game with the Jets or last game in the NFL?
He's probably starting for the Niners next year. So
I'd bring him in as a backup. He said he'd mentor a younger quarterback.
yeah.
Kidding.
What else is
Locker room
taking place?
cancer. I'm not bringing him in.
Give
but
me
is
your.
this Rodgers' last game?
Is it? If he throws a incompletion on his last pass, it's not his last game. Like, he's that guy that would be like, no, the story isn't knitted together perfectly. I don't know. Stats tell you he's still alive. He's got a pulse, right? He can be a quarterback in the NFL.
But is he a starting quarterback or is he a backup?
Are you kidding me? DTR is out there as a starting quarterback right now.
That's because Watson's hurt.
Okay, good point. He was a top 12 quarterback statistically across probably the entirety of the NFL this year.
Are you kidding me? His passing rating is awful.
Stats don't lie. I'll look it up right now.
You look it up. I think it's his last game with the Jets. I think he does give it a shot next year, and I think he will get picked up. As far as where he could start,
see, he's not going to get picked up. He's going to want to determine. Okay, you might be right. Total.
Tennessee, the Titans. That's where Aaron Rodgers will be playing next year.
Total QBR he is in the very much of the bottom half.
The Raiders won't sign him because they want to draft a quarterback.
Okay.
The New York Giants won't sign him because they were up and close to that circus and they saw him. They'll draft a quarterback. So that really leaves the Titans, or is he going to go back up Anthony Richardson in Indiana
No.
or Deshaun Watson in Cleveland?
Indianapolis might be a little spot for him. I don't know. It's going to become a saga, and it doesn't need to become one right now.
Re-sign Geno in Seattle, bring in
Oh,
Aaron
bringing
Mitchell.
yeah, those guys would mesh well. Jeez, I heard there would be a fight over who has
I
a
don't think this is
sliver of.
his last game, but I don't know if he makes it throughout all of next year.
Okay,
I think he starts the season and then he retires.
all right. Are we going to end on the Aaron Rodgers watch? Let's not end there.
Saquon Barkley,
Okay.
he's going to sit. What do you think?
I think so. Eric Dickerson would come out and say, "You guys played too many or two more games." I think. So I think Saquon kind of said, "Okay, what am I going to do? Go out and get it, and then kind of have the asterisks." I'd rather stay healthy and win a Super Bowl. And I commend Saquon Barkley, personal accolades behind the team.
If Sirianni played Barkley and he got hurt, he might not coach the first playoff game. He might be fired right away. So as much as I wanted to see him break the record, because I love those things, I think it's the better decision to rest them and get ready for the playoff, because you could have the record, but you could not have your starting running back, or you could have your starting running back banged up for the playoff run. And this run in the playoff means so much to Sirianni. I think it's Super Bowl or bust. I think if he wins a Super Bowl, he saves his job. But he is the Ryan Day of the NFL. And I think he could get fired if they don't win it all.
Okay. Sirianni watch. Sirianni watch. He only has something to lose by playing Saquon. You're right. All right. Do we get out of here?
We got social media mentions.
Oh, I got mine. Hold on real quick.
All right, I'll go first.
You go first.
So thanks for sharing your comments this week. It was a good one. A lot of responses. The main post that got the most traction was Brock Purdy. Should the 49ers sign Brock Purdy to a long-term contract extension? We go back and forth. He could be worth 40, 50, maybe even 60 million. And we have at Zach _ Perimeter. I might have butchered your name, so I'm sorry, Zach. On Instagram, he said, perfect franchise opportunity. I like the way he's saying. You know what? Delay the decision. And we also had at Sunrise Route _ 1066 on TikTok. He's another Jimmy G. He's always going to throw that interception that we all dread. I kind of agree. There was 2 bad interceptions in the Lions game. There's some bad interceptions all week. I don't know what other route you can go. I don't know if there's someone in the draft. No, I'm not signing him to 50 million. I'll sign him to 35 to 40 million.
35 to 40. Okay. I have my social media mention. Should the 49ers sign Brock Purdy to a long-term contract extension? Zenda on TikTok. It's actually that ZENDUHHHHH on TikTok. They better sign him. Why start all over at quarterback?
That's exactly what you said.
Maybe Sam. I think what you're thinking is I want to go talk to Sam Darnold, see if he's going to get him over at a lower cost, and then I have leverage over Brock. I think that's what you're thinking.
Week. If Jordan Love has, I don't know, is Jordan Love 45, 50 million a year? Sam Darnold's going to get more than Jordan Love.
You think?
Yeah. Look at Sam's stats this year compared to Jordan Love's.
I mean, he's not higher in QBR. Everyone looks at total QBR. Where are you at in QBR? Because it takes into account everything.
What is it? Timing and leverage and market.
Jordan Love's a top 5 quarterback.
Seattle could pay him.
You know what we need in Seattle? Well, we can end on this. We need someone that's semi-mobile. We need K.
Damn it, your guy.
No, he's not. Like we tried this with Gino. Like, dude, like we need someone that's gonna be able to we can get in motion, flow of the game. Um, how much is Purdy going for? 35 to 50 a year? What are you gonna buy?
Listen, you've got what? You've got Dak, the highest paid quarterback, and then you've got Burrow, Tua, Lawrence. I don't know the order. Jalen Hurts. You've got all these people making 45 plus million a year, including Jordan Love. I think Sam Darnold's going to be right in that category when he's going to sign. So, what is Brock going to sign for? It's going to be 35 to 45 million a year, unless he asks for 50.
If you're the Niners, you should find a creative way to have them go reset the quarterback market. Like let's reset based on you, and compensate them through some other back channel like ISOs for some company of someone. It's egregious how much these quarterbacks, and it's only going to continue to go up.
Yeah.
As the play of prospective other starting quarterbacks in the NFL is that just brutally atrocious.
I think it's just where we are as a sports economy, right? Like you've got pitchers getting $200 million contracts. You've got outfielders getting $700 million contracts. You got basketball players, 50 million a year. I think it's just the lucrative time for TV money in sports that these teams have enough money to pay for these athletes. And with that, there's going to be some bad decisions made.
God, I'm just thinking through my head. Holy guacamole! Like an NFL quarterback makes more than an entire like hockey team payroll.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It is what it is.
it's what it
We're
is.
talking about sports. We talk about sports. There's a lot of money in sports.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
We got to get some of that.
No, we don't. We need to quietly talk about sports, give our takes, have people use Magic Mind, drink Magic Mind, small little elixir every morning. Make it part of your routine. Make sure to check us out, magicmind.com/Big Ben K Winn JAN, and get your 40% off, 45% off.
What a great bundle. Sleep and performance. I want to perform at a higher level, cleaner energy. I love a good night's sleep, a quicker, deeper sleep. Magic Mind is a key to building your mental wealth. I'm K Winn. He's Big Ben. Make sure you follow us at Big Ben K Winn _ Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads. Download, listen, subscribe. Drop your comments below if you're watching this live on demand or you're watching our clips.
Rams in the Super Bowl. That's
Rams
serious.
in the Super Bowl.
That's serious, dude. The next thing you're gonna tell me is you saw McVay at a restaurant and he told you he's gonna make it. Oh, you McVay are good, huh?
Listen,
there's got to be a reason you can't come
to the Bandwagon Bar. It's gonna be a Rams bar. Super Bowl party. I'm sitting out.
I feel like the
now
primary team at the Bandwagon Bar should be the Chargers. Like, give them first shot because we all know Chargers fans come and go as they please.
Chargers are losing first round. Rams are going to the Super Bowl. We need 4 weeks of revenue.
Let's end this now.
Gravy train, Bandwagon Bar.
Boom.